Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, coming to you live from Lagos. A reminder of our major stories. Senate demands resignation of Controller General of Customs, retired Colonel Hamid Ali, declares him unfit to hold any public office. Triple suicide bomb attack kills 7 people at an internally displaced persons camp in Maiduguri, Borno State. After a 3-day intensive search, Marine Police in Lagos recover body of Dr. Olwell Orji, a medical doctor who jumped off the 3rd mainland bridge into the Lagos Lagoon. 4 people, including a police officer, killed in an attack near the UK Parliament building in central London. For more on our top stories and others, please visit our website, channelstv.com and youtube.com/channelsweb. You can also watch us on the go on any mobile device by logging on to m.channelstv.com or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows phones from their respective stores. Having the Channels TV and Channels 24 apps will give you access to news and updates. You also have the Eyewitness feature, so you too can be part of the news. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu and follow the instructions to share those pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. And to some of the pictures you sent in, let's begin with this set from Jalingo, the Taraba state capital, showing students whom our Eyewitness reporter says are protesting the non-payment of salaries to their teachers. He's appealing to the state government to give them their due so that they can work without undivided attention. From Lokogoma Road in Abuja comes this picture of cows crossing. According to our Eyewitness reporter, it's a major road and cattle rearing should be discouraged there. Our next image is from Onitsha in Anambra State, showing what our Eyewitness reporter says is the Ochanja market taken by flood after a downpour. He wants the appropriate government agency to look into it to forestall any dire consequences. And finally is this picture from Port Harcourt, the River State capital, showing a collection of plastic bottles on a waterway. Our Eyewitness reporter wants it cleared, saying it could be recycled. According to him, the clearing should be done quickly to prevent flooding. Well, we thank you for sending these pictures in. Please remember that you too can report happenings around you. Women advocacy groups have again spoken out against acts of violence perpetrated against women across the country, including battery, rape and abduction. The women today staged a protest march in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, to create awareness on the need to protect the rights of women in society. They were joined in the march by Ogun State Governor Abeokuta, who advocated stricter punishment against perpetrators of gender-based violence.
Women are one of the most vulnerable groups in the society. And this awareness campaign, led by the Ogun State Governor Abeokuta, his wife and the President of Women Arise, is to bring to the fore the need to put a stop to all forms of violence against women. From street to street, the governor's entourage took the message to every doorstep.
Gender-based violence is a human rights issue. We have had a series of violence against women, and the statistics is staggering. 1 out of 3 women have suffered violence in their lives.
We have heard of the rise in the spate of domestic violence across the nation. We know how important it is, the role of women in the society for nation building, and this is why it is essential that we take care of our women so that they are able to actually build the family, build the home, and by extension, build the nation.
The state governor advocates stricter punishment for perpetrators of violence against women, just as the State House of Assembly promises necessary laws to criminalize violence against women in the state.
When all these violence are not there, even the governance that we are doing, of course, our state will develop. No sane investor will want to even come in an atmosphere that is insecure. And things like this brings insecurity. So So I am happy, I am thrilled, and I'm happy that the House are well represented here. Whatever law that is needed, I know that they will pass it in quick time.
After the awareness walk and the speeches, the governor was recognized with an award for his gender-friendly disposition to women.
I'm sure Ivy Clem agrees with them. Let's join her. She's at our Abuja studios for some more stories.
Hello, Millicent. The Bayelsa State Governor and Chairman of the People's Democratic Party Reconciliation Committee, Saraki Dixon, today met with Senator Ahmed McCarthy and some other members of the party in Abuja. The meeting, which took place at the temporary secretariat of the McCarthy Group, was aimed at finding solutions to the lingering crisis rocking the nation's former ruling party. Governor Dixon says the election of all officials of the party at both state and zonal levels before the botched May 21st Port Harcourt convention remains valid. Senator McCarthy, however, promised to study the template and relate with other organs of the party on the report before making any serious pronouncements.
Our template, sir, which we are here to share with you, and which we will also take to other leaders and organs to interface with. We have suggested that all national officers, and indeed all officers at all levels, who claim, either by court order or by whatever, to have tenures that will outlive, that will go beyond, according to the claims, this convention, that all efforts should be made to get written resignations. Any officer of our party must be the officers elected before the first Port Harcourt National Convention.
We haven't received this. Any observation or remarks we have, we would rather pass to the organs of the party so that the organs of the party will take it into account, in communicating with you or in making final contribution when we come to a general parley, to discuss and resolve this.
A witness from the Code of Conduct Bureau has admitted not having a formal report of the investigation on the verification exercise carried out on the assets of the Senate President Dr. Bukola Saraki. At the resumed trial of Dr. Bukola Saraki for alleged false declaration of assets, the witness from the Bureau says the Senate President's case is the only one ever investigated without a written report because the experience was carried out by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. The head of the Intelligence and Investigation Unit of the CCB, Mr. Samuel Madojemu, who disclosed this at the Code of Conduct Tribunal in Abuja while being cross-examined by Saraki's lawyers, says no formal report was written because the directive to probe the assets of Dr. Saraki was received orally. Of the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, again thronged the Code of Conduct Tribunal to witness the trial of their leader. At the tribunal, a witness from the Code of Conduct Bureau, Mr. Samuel Madojemu, who is the head of the Intelligence and Investigation Unit at the Code of Conduct Bureau, read out the list of assets declared by Senator Saraki and those of his wife and children when he held office as Kwara State Governor and upon his assumption of office as a senator. The witness told the tribunal, led by Mr. Danladi Umar, that the investigation which led to the arraignment of Senator Saraki in 2015 before the tribunal was actually carried out by the operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC. He admitted that his own role and those of the Code of Conduct Bureau were limited to the review of the EFCC report and that the CCB only compared the assets forms of Saraki with the findings of the EFCC. Lawyers to Senator Saraki, however, insist that the witness lacks the ground to testify against Senator Saraki, having failed to participate in the investigation exercise.
One of the charges was an allegation that Dr. Saraki had wrongly declared his interest in a particular company. He never did so. That company is a company in which his wife has interest, not him. That was the purpose of taking the prosecution witness through those appendices, which were wrongly filed by the Code of Conduct Bureau.
The prosecutor, Mr. Rotimi Jacob, dismisses the objection of the defense team, saying he has more witnesses to prove his case.
I'm happy that the defense in day 4, they are able to conclude their cross-examination. So it's just for me to re-examine this witness. They are documentary. There's no cause for alarm.
The tribunal has adjourned proceedings to the 5th of April for re-examination of the witness by the prosecution. The Kano State Governor, Abdullahi Ganduje, under the State Rural Access Mobility Scheme, has flagged off the Garin Malam Local Government Area Road Project as part of his administration's 500 kilometers roads construction drive, marked for execution across all rural areas of the 44 local government councils. The state government has identified over 1,000-kilometer roads which will help achieve the state's master plan on rural development, but the government has chosen to begin with 500 kilometers to reduce rural-urban migration in the state.
The Kano State Rural Integrated Mobility Project targets the commercialization of agriculture through massive roads construction, water supply, and other infrastructural benefits across the state. For over 30 years, Garin Babba Road in Garin Malam local government area through Bunkure Road had been abandoned. Now Governor Abdullahi Ganduje is in the locality to flag off its construction. Governor Ganduje tells the people of the community that the intention is to ensure that development gets to every part of the state.
The state government has directed to identify those rural areas that are inaccessible, and so far we have got up to 1,000 kilometers of rural roads that are not accessible. And in order to tackle this problem, we have taken the first 500 rural roads.
The Rural Integrated Program of the state government is also focusing on agriculture, a sector the state government says it is also investing in.
We have provided facilities for irrigation so that farming will become 12 months all year round farming, instead of farming only in the rainy season.
The governor also inspects the wheat and tomato farm in the area.
People have seen what you have done last week. Today you are here. You are on the rural mission, and there is nothing more rural than agriculture.
For the state government, the Rural Integrated Program will spread to all nooks and crannies of the state. It is, however, soliciting their support and cooperation in making the goal a reality.
When the news at 10 returns, National Assembly approves President Buhari's request to issue $500 million Eurobond to fund 2016 budget deficit. That's on Business News. Join us again.